Clothing brands big and small, from Europe to Asia to North America, wherever you're located, gather round, listen to Uncle Rob as he shares with you the juiciest information you've ever heard when it comes to how to make a successful clothing brand. You see, almost every single clothing brand has the experience where you're so excited to launch. You think that you're going to become a multi-million-dollar brand. And then you finally launch, and maybe you have a little bit of a boost at the beginning. Maybe some of your friends and family buy, you get some sales. But then really quickly, all of the sales stop. All of your momentum dies. And you literally feel within a couple of weeks, a couple of months, like giving up. This experience isn't random, okay? There's nothing wrong with your clothing brand, and your clothing brand doesn't suck if you've been through this. But there is a reason why almost every clothing brand goes through this, but your clothing brand isn't. Because I'm gonna show you how to claw your way out of this horrible, painful situation to become an actual huge brand. Did you know that most of the biggest brands in the world went through this exact same problem when they first started? And I'm not just saying this to make you feel good. This is real. For example, Supreme opened in 1994 as just a little skate shop in New York City, and for their first few years, they weren't even profitable. Gymshark, you know this company that all the influencers in the world seem to be sponsored by, and all the chicks have their asses out on Instagram wearing their pants? Well, they started up in 2012, and for their first 3 years, they hadn't even cracked $1 million in sales. Patagonia, the cool outdoor lifestyle brand, started up in the 70s, and they almost went bankrupt multiple times. And imagine, you look at Patagonia now, you think, wow, they must have gotten so lucky. Meanwhile, they started up in the 70s, and they've been growing this thing for over 50 years. And I want to keep going with real examples like this just to start this video out, because it's so important for you to understand that this experience you're having at the beginning of your journey, growing your clothing brand, isn't some unique bad experience that you're having that's saying anything about your brand being awful or that it'll never be successful. It's just the process you need to go through as a clothing brand. Ralph Lauren, you know, one of the biggest brands in the world, started out just selling neckties, and they actually got rejected by almost every retailer they tried to get in. Fear of God, one of the biggest streetwear brands to exist, struggled like crazy in their first couple of years. The founder, Jerry Lorenzo, had no fashion background or experience in fashion whatsoever when he started. They barely sold any of their collections, and the founder said that they were losing money in their first couple of years like crazy, and he wondered if it would ever work at all. Okay, so hang on, I've already recorded the rest of this video, and I genuinely reach a flow state that is ridiculous. I don't think I've ever hit this point in a video talking about all of this, but I want to let you know quickly that this channel is sponsored by my buds over at design.com. Running a brand, you likely need designs. Pop open a new tab, go to design.com/Rob88. Type in there whatever sick idea you have for a design, hit enter. Thousands of pre-made designs are going to pop up. You can click one and edit it and refine it as long as you want for free until it's perfect. If you're interested, go to design.com/Rob88 and you'll get 88% off at checkout. In your first 6 months starting your brand, for new, inexperienced entrepreneurs that have never done this before, this is where all of your natural delusions will face reality. And unfortunately for most clothing brands that start up, their expectations to get started are just way too high, and then they get so let down and they think that there's something intrinsically, inherently wrong with their brand, and they just give up. And I can tell you that for my brand, K-Bud, that's a lifestyle brand for small town Canada and the subculture in rural Canada, when we first started up in our first 6 months, we struggled like crazy. In our first 6 months starting our brand, we only sold to friends and family, people that were supporting us that we knew. I remember driving my car around to different parties with boxes of t-shirts and hats, just trying to sell some of it. And we didn't have a single order come in on our website that was from somebody that I didn't know personally. And I remember we spent like $1,000 to go to this pop-up event to try and sell our clothing there. And that was a lot of money for me at the time, like basically all of the money that I had. I was sleeping in between two of my friends' room and what was supposed to be an office. I just had a little bed in there. I was sharing one of the bathrooms with one of the guys. Like, I had no money at the time. And I remember we went to this pop-up event thinking we were gonna crush it, and just the brand wasn't built enough. It just hadn't been sorted out yet. It was just kind of sloppy. And we went to this pop-up event thinking we were gonna crush. We ended up selling like, I think 12 shirts or like 20 shirts or something like that. And we lost a ton of money on it. I remember we got back from that event, me and my partner, we were just like sitting on the couch talking about it. This is about 6 months in. And we were literally like, well, man, I don't know, like maybe we should just give up. Like maybe we should just shut it down. We had a very honest, serious conversation about shutting the brand down, okay, about 6 months in. Fast forward 3 years from that moment, we're doing $70,000 a month online. We've been worn by dozens of celebrities in Canada that have all rocked our brand. We've got all this buzz going on social media. All of our posts are crushing, and we're absolutely thriving. I'm sharing this with you not to brag, not to show that I'm some expert, but to show you that the real honest process of growing a brand is that normally when you start, you don't really have things figured out nearly as much as you think you do. You don't really know the audience well enough. You haven't built your brand perfectly for that audience. And your brand sort of grows and adapts and changes and sort of morphs into this identity that matches with an audience. And that takes time to happen. And realistically, I want to expand this window past 6 months. It's more like a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years is like your infant stages of growing a brand. Those first couple years, you don't even realize how f***ed up your brand probably is. It's probably f***ed up in so many ways that you're not aware of. Maybe you think your website looks good, but when people are coming to it, it just doesn't give off a feeling of credibility and being legit. Maybe your brand concept just isn't making sense to people, or your products aren't good enough and your designs aren't good enough. You haven't really figured out your target audience yet. There's so many different possible ways for your brand to be up at the beginning, and all that it takes is just one little area of the foundation of your brand for just the whole overall perception to be like, I don't really want this thing. Because the way that you need to view it is a clothing brand works like a perfect storm, right? It's like the way that a perfect storm works is there's like this perfect thing of like uprising air, and then there's like air going downwards, and then these clouds merge together, and it's just like this perfect storm of everything working together in order to create this big boom. And it's the same thing with your brand. If you've got like a really good website, but your brand doesn't really make sense, it's not clicking with an audience, it's not gonna work. You need all of these little components of your brand to work in unison together, in harmony, in synchronization. And when it all comes together and you've taken care of those little details that add up, that's where you're gonna get the best results. There's the famous saying, death by 1,000 cuts. What this means is that there's not one big thing wrong with your brand that's leading to no sales, but maybe it's just a bunch of little things, like a couple of spelling errors on your website. The thing in your bio looks a little bit weird. Maybe your logo is a little bit off. And just correcting all these little details so that they add up, they all merge together and come together as one, that's where you're gonna start crushing. By the way, if you want some direct feedback on your brand from me and from other brand owners, you can join the Apparel Success Mastermind, where we're just a group of brand owners who are all supporting each other and sharing strategies and feedback. And I just lowered the cost to $25 a month for a limited time only. No pressure to join whatsoever. It's just an amazing resource for you if you want to. I realize that I benefit from it, but I think that you'll get your money's worth. So there's a link in the description if you want to join, and that's just always an option for you. Truly, there is no right trajectory for your brand. It is very much the case that you could struggle for the first 2, 3, 4 years, and then by year 5, all of a sudden figure it out and send it to the moon, like so many of the biggest brands in the world have in the past. And this isn't some rare scenario where like, oh, I'm just showing you some select examples where this happened. This is the most common experience. And the reason why this is the most common experience of amazing growth is because when you launch your brand, that's the initial stage. And now you start sculpting with the help of your market, who you're trying to sell to, and the feedback that you're getting, you start sculpting it into something that they truly find valuable. And you only know what people find valuable once you launch that t-shirt, you start trying to sell that hoodie. Maybe it sells a little bit, maybe you don't get any sales at all, and you go back to the drawing board, you make changes, you tweak your website, you tweak your brand concept, you fix your logo, you're going at it, and you don't stop going at it, you keep making all these changes over and over again until you eventually get there. This is what I did at 6 months in. We were this close to quitting, and I would have just gone back to my job at TSN, working as a Sports Center video editor, where I was making like 35 grand a year, barely making anything, hated my life, just editing highlight reels all day, which I know sounds pretty cool to a lot of people, but I couldn't stand working a 9-to-5 job. I didn't want to do that anymore. So I just kept going at the brand, and I just made some changes to it. We made some drastic changes. We changed the logo entirely 6 months in. We changed the products we were selling entirely. We just got rid of the ones that wouldn't sell, and we relaunched with new products. The new hoodie that we released 6 months in our first fall season, because we'd never even been through a fall season, we released this hoodie with our new logo on it. All of a sudden, we did like $1,000, $2,000 in sales right away, and we were like, oh my God, it was just the logo wasn't good. We got 1 or 2 celebrities to wear it all of a sudden because we just sent out some Hail Mary messages and we're just trying. And all of a sudden the brand perception starts to change a little bit. You start to gain a little bit of momentum, some stuff that you can leverage to get to that next level. And if you just keep pushing it, you'll just keep growing and you'll just keep getting better. The brands that always fail, like drastically fail, they just give up and they never become anything at all, like they never get any sales at all, are always the ones that just don't make enough changes. They don't make any tweaks. They're very just sort of stagnant. They just sit there and they hope that people will see their brand differently. Meanwhile, they've been trying for like 3 years and it's the exact same brand, exact same logo, exact same marketing strategy. They haven't made any switches. They haven't really just shocked their brand. It's almost like they need to go into the wilderness and like do some like ayahuasca or something just to like crack open their brain and be like, all right, I've been doing the same shit for like 4 years. I need to, try something different and just change this up. But I think that it's so important for brand owners to know that they're allowed to make changes. You're allowed to make tweaks. The amount of changes I've made on my website over the years, I can't even express to you. It was like week to week, month to month, the website looked completely different over and over again until things started clicking. And you just have to do that. It's trial and error until it starts working. Now, I know it's not as easy as it seems to do all of this, especially mentally. You're likely a little bit attached to the way that your brand is now. You're also likely a little bit hurt by the responses that you've gotten, the feedback that you've gotten, the lack of growth you've gotten on social media. Your ego is probably just like in shambles. Like, I can't take anymore. Don't even try again. It's just trying to get to safety, basically. But honestly, who gives a shit? People will respect you more if you keep trying and you stick with it and you just try some new things and make some changes versus if you just give up. Even if you're not getting results, there's a couple friends that I have that have been in music or they've been trying to make a podcast grow and maybe they haven't gotten the momentum that they're looking for yet, but I see them pop up in my Instagram feed or on YouTube and I think, damn, I still respect that you're going for it. You're still trying. You haven't given up yet. Because the only time that this game ends is when you quit. I'll leave you with this here. Gymshark, Patagonia, Ralph Lauren, Canada Goose, Stussy, Fear of God, Supreme, all of these different brands, they went through the exact same experience, the exact same feelings that you have when you started up your brand and you said, this is crap, maybe I should just give up, maybe I shouldn't do this. And are you gonna be the type of person that gives up and doesn't push it and doesn't just see it through to its fullest potential of what it could be? Or are you gonna keep going? I don't know, I can't tell you what to do. All I can do is share my experience and that's the honest, cold, hard truth. This isn't some motivational video just to make you feel better. This is the reality of how businesses grow and I hope that this got you more in line with it. I hope you got a ton of value out of it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Hit the like button and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.